Greetings, duelists, and welcome to another video. Today, we're talking about more duelist advanced support, and surprise, surprise, we got new Sky Strikers. Who saw that coming, right? So they revealed two cards for the archetype, and I don't know if we're going to get more than two cards. For Super Quantums, they received 3, but if you remember on Alliance Insight, Life Twins and the Eldritch both received only 2 cards. And I gotta say, they did a very, very phenomenal job. I was very skeptical on Sky Striker because despite how powerful Engage is as a card and how good and splashable the engine is, it was not as great as it was back in 2019, which was the Toss era. As time went on and progressed, we got indirect support cards like Triple Tactic Thrust. For example, we got Upstart Goblin back to 3. We got Mind Control back to 3. We got Pancratops back to 3. We got really good cards that really just make Sky Striker a viable strategy if you want to play it the correct way. However, I feel like in order for them to keep up, they just needed to give them a bit more pushing power, and they definitely did that. So we don't have all the Sky Striker cards here on the screen. We still don't have Hercules Base, Afterburners, Jamming Waves, like shown here. But these are like the most important ones that you get to see. Not Scissor Cross. Scissor Cross is not that good, but we will talk about Scissor Cross in a bit because this card might be more relevant now than before. So, without further ado, let's begin. So the first new card I want to talk about is Sky Striker Alternative Lemnis Gate. So what this card does is targets an equal number of Sky Striker Ace monsters and Sky Striker spells in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then you can return to the hand up to 1 card for every 3 cards shuffled. If a Sky Striker monster is special summoned to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card. After this effect resolves, link summon 1 Sky Striker Ace monster. You can only use each effect once per turn. I still don't know how practical the graveyard effect could be. Like having a Sky Striker monster being summoned outside of Ray tagging herself back if a monster leaves, or 0, which we will talk about in a moment. I don't know how relevant the graveyard effect is. However, there is a few things I overlooked with this card. At first, I thought that the condition for this card was very hard, just because you needed an equal amount of strikers than striker spells. But then I just started realizing, well, it's any Sky Striker Ace. It doesn't have to be Ray or Rose. It just has to be. It could be the Link monsters. So you can just do your typical Sky Striker plays like you would normally, and just end on a couple interruptions, and then have enough for Lemnis Gate. If you can see this example that I showed just now, which was all 1 engage by the way, you have 2 aces and 2 spells already in graveyard. That's already 1 bounce out of Lemnis Gate. If you get to 3 and 3, which is not that hard, I could have easily summoned Hayate before summoning the Shizuku, and I could have just activated any other spell card, like for example this should, right? Well, it has to be striker spells, so never mind that. But like just getting to 3 and 3 to bounce 2 cards without targeting is really good disruption. I felt like just Widow Anchor was not enough nowadays when it comes to Sky Striker. So having another card that does 2 things for you is very, very helpful. the fact that this also shuffles back your engine back into your deck is also something really good. That one weakness that Sky Striker has had in the past is when you get to the very late grind game, you don't have enough ways to like use your resources because either A, they keep getting banished by multi-roll, or B, like you just run out of extra spells because Shizuku can only add different spells from those in your graveyard. Very similar to White Rabbit when you're playing Malice with the Malice trap cards. So yeah, Lemnis Gate is really, really good. It really helps the deck immensely. Now, let's talk about Sky Striker Ace Zero. Ace Zero reads, 2 Sky Striker Ace monsters as material, can only special summon once per turn, very same as all the other links. Cannot be used as link material. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Sky Striker spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Quick effect, you can tribute this card, special summon 1 Striker Ace Ray and 1 Sky Striker Ace Rose from your deck and their graveyard. Then you can destroy 1 card on the field. You can only use each effect once per turn. This card's incredible. So, for context, before we get to the really strong effects behind Zero or the strong stipulations, let's first read the effects. Like, adding any striker spell is already really big. Like, being able to add engage, like right off the bat, is already really strong. Take note, you can only use 1 effect per turn, so you cannot tag out at the same turn you add a spell. But both effects are really good. Like, just being able to swap into Ray and Rose, both of them, and then pop a card. And it's a quick effect, so you can do it on your opponent's turn. Also really strong. Also, this does not target. So, your opponent has to think twice when it comes to Zero and like what you might end up doing with it. At first, you read 2 Sky Striker Ace monsters and you think that this is incredibly hard. However, there is something to take note. If you look at all the past Striker Link 2 and higher monsters, with the exception of Engage Zero, which is another card, you probably notice something very important with all of these. They all have to be first Link summoned. That's not the case with Sky Striker Ace Zero. This does not require to be Link summoned first, which means you can use Linkage to summon Zero. Like, Linkage can summon Zero, and Zero can do one of two things. Either you add your Engage, or instead of adding the Engage, you can tribute Zero to summon Ray and Rose. Link away Ray and Rose into Camellia. Camellia dump the Engage, and then link into Kagari to grab back Engage. And this is really strong because you have now 3 Sky Striker Ace, and this is going to be your 3rd Striker spell. So that it gives you already 2 bounces of Lemnis Gate. Adding to that, like if you ended up with a spell card activated prior to this, like you get the extra draw from the Engage as well. You get follow-up from Shizuku as well. Like, this is really, really powerful to think about. But it doesn't stop there. Now we're going to go into very dark territory here. You see how this Sky Striker Ace Ray is here on the field? Ray's tag effect can also summon the Zero. And this is a really big deal, because if you've been tuning into this channel and you saw my last deck report, you probably already saw something that I showcased, and a concept very similar to what I showcased on that deck report is something I'm going to showcase here with the Sky Striker deck. With the Zero, you can summon Ray and Rose, and Zero doesn't lock you out of anything. Like, the only thing that locks you is if you activate Linkage or if you use cards like the Sinos. So there's nothing locking you out of summoning other things. So you can go into the Fiendsmith engine with this. And not only that, you can also go into the Apophis engine as well. And this is really strong because not only do you have your Apophis cards to just stop your opponent, you also have the disruption from Lacrima, sending Paradise. And this is not even counting any other cards that you could have had. Like, imagine if you have all these, like, in rotation. Like, this is just a lot to think about. And it gets even worse because this copy of Fiendsmith Tract is going to do everything in our combo as well. We're going to Tract into Lurie into the Fiendsmith engine, and you can do this backwards because Camellia is generic with any 2 effect monsters. So you can pivot your Fiendsmith engine into your Sky Striker engine. You can turn that into Kagari. Kagari grabs back Engage, and it gets even more ridiculous. Engage grabs you Hornet Drones, and now you can Hornet Drones, and Zero only asks for 2 Sky Striker Ace monsters. The token from Hornet Drones is a Sky Striker Ace. So you can Zero into Engage, and check this out. You have 1, 2, 3 cards, 3 spell cards already in your graveyard. So this Engage is now a +1. So depending on the future of the of the Fiendsmith engine, if the Fiendsmith engine gets the same treatment as it did in the OCG, there's literally no reason not to play this engine in Sky Striker. It just provides you more bodies, more follow-up, more disruptions. It's very easily to tutor out one engine from the other. Like, this engine is kind of foolproof. And now we're going to talk about just how splashable this engine is. Like, any deck that can play extenders can do this line with any engine. So, like, Life Twins is a really good example, and Life Twins is really strong because the Kill Link monster can tutor yourself into the Fiendsmith engine. You have the Fiendsmith engine itself with Close Moon, and this can, like, bridge into the Striker engine. Malice is a really good example of this. The only restriction with Malice is you're link locked, and that doesn't matter with Sky Striker nor with Fiendsmith. We already know that Sky Striker Mobilize Engage is being splashed into Yummy as a splashable engine. So Yummy can also do this. Super Quantum is one that we haven't seen here yet, but again, this is getting more support in the same set as the new Sky Striker cards. So there is a world where you can play Sky Striker Quantum because these cards also don't lock you. And Sky Strike and the Quantum deck has like 9 extenders / starters. So yeah, Zero is a very, very powerful card. I think the new Sky Striker support is phenomenal. Duelist Advance is looking very, very promising right now. And yeah, they did justice to this. Will we see a return of Sky Striker being tier 1 in the OCG? Like, when the set comes out? It's very soon to tell, but so for now, I can tell you this right now. This engine is here to stay, and people will abuse it. Yeah, that's it from me. I hope you found this informative to your liking and understanding. More videos coming soon. Keep practicing and keep dueling.